Everybody, this is playthrough games with another tip video about high excuse me, high met collecting. um don't mind me right now if my voice is low. If you can't, I pray that you can hear me well. 3:30 a.m. I'm just doing another video. So I'm on the app again. I'm in the comics. And one thing you may not be aware of, I'm sure you're aware of, there's always low met collectors and there's high met collectors. Like if you go on the icon on the far right and then you sort by price, these are the way you could sort. If you don't know this, but these are the way you could sort from price high to low, edition low to high, edition, excuse me, edition high to low. So let's look for high to low. Now you could sell your high to low meds for a higher price. Look at this. You see the disparity between some of these prices, right? This 29,972, he's selling that for 15K, and this guy is selling his for 29,960 for $97. Let's say if the 960 was actually a higher mint number, you could actually scoop this up if the price was lower. Some people don't know what they have. It's just like when you sell on eBay, people be listing stuff without doing the research or knowing what they have with the numbers. So one thing I do, this is not financial advice. This is one thing that I do. I go to, let's say I just clicked on the 960, this one, and I basically see the met. There's 30,000, like the edition. There's 30,000 print. So what I do sometime is go to a calculator. Was it 30,000, right? Minus what was his? It was 29. Let's say it was 960 if I'm correct. Yeah. So there's a 40 difference comic to hit the final number. So that's, for me, that would be too high. For example, I'm gonna show you a comic that I found. One of my collectibles is this one. I was just searching for high mints, and I came across this Incredible Hulk 34991. Of course, I had it for sale. I paid $80 for this one. I know this is all speculative, of course. There's not financial advice. This could work or this may not work, but for me, I'm taking a chance from the research I've done about high med collectors, and we know about low med collectors. But we know that there's some people who collect high meds or closest to the final product. So there was 35,000 of these. Let me calculator. 500. Am I right with the number? Hold on a second, y'all. All right, and then there was, I guess mine was 34,991. So there's 9 comics out there that's fulfilled the 35. To me, that's a good number. Like if it was 99, that would be like one comic. Then I mean I could sell that for a higher price. If it's 95, there'll be 5 comics. But you get the general idea. Let me put the one back. So there's 9. The way I look at it, the way I'm looking at it right now, I could be wrong or I could be right, but because there's only, I have the 34,991, and if I had like a higher mint, it would be closer to the 3,500. So I mean 35,000. So I would charge higher. But my thing is, I go between 10 and up is better, and it also depends on the comic book. Now, I wasn't going to purchase this, but one thing I've learned is to trust my instinct and to make moves. So I jumped on this when I saw this opportunity. It was just sitting there, and I'm like, "Dang, they're only charging $80 for it." So then I bought it. As you can see, currently during this video, the floor price for original is $13.99. But I decided to jump on this. Now this is not a holy grail comic, but I decided to take a chance on it because of the numbers. And I mean, what do I have to lose? It's a small investment, you know what I mean? It's bound to go up. Plus, there's not financial advice. Plus, I've noticed that before I shoot this video, I just noticed that it's part one of two. So let's say, by the grace of God, Vivi decide to um, release the second part. So what if they release the second part of this comic book of the Future Imperfect? That only means that the price of this is going to go higher if they release part two. So there's going to be more demand for this one. And I'm doing my best to stock up on these. Although the price is $13.99 right now. Whenever it retraces, I try to pick them up. So yeah, but that's something to look forward to. This is just, like I said, it's not financial advice, but do look for items that's part one or part two, because in the future, Vivi might, I say this loosely, might release comics like a arc, like the whole story. You know how some comic have um like within a comic series there might be a story that takes place within 5 issues or 10 issues. They might release that in the future. So maybe this one would be one of them, and they release the second part as a completed issue or a completed story. But you never know. Like, this all speculation. But as an investor, we gotta look in the future and not just what's currently right now, just the possibilities. All right, now that's just my personal opinion on this um comic book. I'm not a big comic book collector. Like I said, I just started. So take this with a grain of salt. Do your own research. Okay, now going back to the marketplace. What you do is when you go to comic books, like, people forget sometime what they have. Let's click on the Spider-Man. Um, when you click on the icon on the far right top, we all know about low mint, right? If you click low to high mints, you could always sell those at a higher price because low to high mints always go for higher. But oh, in this case, let's go for high to low mints. Now this is 75K. Wow, this guy's got a good one. He's got a good one. He's off by only one. Let me see if the addition. Yeah, he's off by one. Wow, he's got two of them. He must have sniped these on the market and put them at a higher price. So that's one thing you can do. When you are aware of this, you could put it at a higher price. Now, granted, this is like a future move, you know what I mean? Hopefully that the right collectors who prefer higher mint come in and actually do purchase these items for that price, or they could negotiate. You know what I mean? But that's one thing you can do with with the comic drops. Let's look at another one. Let's pick Journey into Mystery. Let's try the uncommon. Let's go to high to low. 140. Now this 5. Okay. 140. And let's see. If I would 490, 68. It was 490, 68 if I'm correct. Yeah. Yeah, that's too much of a gap for me. I won't take that chance on that comic book. Um But anyways, you get the general idea. Sometimes it's just you look, because sometimes people don't know what they have, yo. If you know the edition size, and when like if you told me, what I did was I just click on any one of them and I scroll down and I see the edition size, it's 30,000, and then I would see the edition of this particular one right here, and then I would go to my calculator. You don't have to do that, but I do it just for the sake of it. Um, High to low. Okay. But that's just one way you look at it. Now, I gotta give credit where credit is due. This is not my idea. Where is it? This one. Let's go on this one. Ultimate Fallout. This is from low to high. Let's go low to high. Oh, let's go back. High to low. Oh, nope. Excuse me. Bear with me. I'm looking for something. Nope. Basically, I could talk about it. This goes to Mr. Pags. If some of you don't know him, I've listened to. Oh, there he is, Mr. Pags. He's a low mid collector. We all in the VV verse. I mean, VV verse, the VV land. We know about him. He was doing an interview with the real Randy Chavez, and that's where I heard about this high mint thing, and he was in on it. He kind of brought up the idea. As you can see, he has some of his stuff on there too. And I didn't know this till I started to look at it last week. And so I'm giving credit to him because he's the one who mentioned it. And that was like over a month ago, but I never looked into it. And I just sat on that idea. But when I had more time, I decided to do my research, and I decided to, put my foot in the game, get some skin in the game, as they say. And lo and behold, that's how come I find that Incredible Hulk comic book. But the thing is, you could do the same thing with, hold on a second, with other books, any comic books that's out there, because sometimes people put them for sale, but they don't know about the low mint. I mean, a lot of people do know about the low mint now. Um, as you can see, the prices are higher for low mints, but for high mints, you see how this is $70, $77. Like, that's a good, let's see, 29. Let me see about this one. Was it 30? It was 30, right, y'all? Forgive me, my 29,989 minus 29,989. Oh wow. But the thing is, this may not be a popular comic book, although in comics and cryptos and comic, I forgot how to say their name correctly. Forgive me if I butchered your name, y'all. But they mentioned that this is a HODL comic book. There's something you hold on to. So this one for $77 could be a good pickup. And you could actually, it's only off by 11 to complete the set. I mean, to complete the final 30,000. That's a good number. $77. And if anything, you could pick something up like this and relist it for like $500, because it's only off by 11 comics to complete the 30,000 edition. That's just my opinion. I mean, I might just buy this one when I stop recording. Wow, that's a good deal. But the only thing is, you have to know whether you're gonna pull the trigger or not. Yeah, but this is a nice one. You see how the numbers just changes? All right, so this one's a good little find. Let me try the uncommon. Oh my God. Oh, that's too low. But you see the price? See, this person clearly doesn't know what they're doing. I mean, I'm not knocking them. If you're watching this, forgive me. I'm not saying you don't know what you're doing, but you could actually price higher. Forgive me for saying you don't know what you're doing. Um, you could actually price this higher because your number, your mint number, is much higher than everybody else's down here, and you can actually price this a little bit higher. Yeah. All right. So this is just high mint hunting on the comic books, and do your due diligence, do research, not just the high mint, but also the comic, where it stands, whether it's a highly collectible comic or whether it's just any normal comic that's just, that doesn't have any value. But all these things do have value long term. But just do your own research and decide what you want to do, whether you want to pull the trigger on buying some of these. But that's a different way of sniping, because from interviews I've listened to from different people in the VV atmosphere concerning comics, is they say one thing that's going to differentiate a lot of these comic books are going to be the numbers, and the holy grail of them, whether they're, I think they call them silver age, golden age, or bronze age, if I'm correct. um so they say that's what's going to differentiate the value of each comic. Like this is a grail, so it's only going to go higher and higher, just like the Marvel, this one, just like Marvel Comics #1. This one is just keep going higher and higher. um and it's a highly collectible comic. So that one, and also they said the numbers, whether it's going to be a low mint, high mint, or whether it's going to be a special mint, special number, like 1939. Like, let's say if you had a 1939 comic #1, the year, people are iffy about that. People like 777. So look for certain numbers when you're sniping comics, because some collectors prefer certain numbers and they will look for it. And another tip, this is just something I I heard someone said, I think it was Mr. Pags, I could be wrong. He mentioned about people who have their account private. Like, I have my account private, right? But if you don't want your account private, that's okay. Sometimes I don't know how they contact you, but if you have certain collectibles and people are looking through, let's say for this one, see, it's not showing collectibles. Okay, I'm just gonna click on anybody. Okay, see, like this person. Let's say if you had a certain comic or a certain collectible, someone could actually contact you and actually negotiate or something with that. So that's something to leave open. It's up to you whether you want to leave your profile open or closed. But if you're in here to make business, to make connection, I would suggest you could leave it open so that people could contact you, they could follow you, they could like you, you know. But that's just an opinion. Everything else here is an opinion. It's not financial advice. But again, I'm gonna close this video. It's going longer than intended. But yeah. All right. Continue to do what you're doing. Continue to make good choices in your finances and your moves. And this is the baby right here. Whoever ended up with this is blessed, I gotta say. Whoever ended up with this drop is blessed. All right. This is Playthrough Game. It's been a pleasure serving you. Peace.